Hi Vogue, I'm Raquel Sewell and this is a very quick, simple and easy spring makeup look. It's really great to take you from daytime to nighttime. So first up, I cleanse my skin and the cleanser that I'm using at the moment is this one from Rome. It's the 3 Suns Balm. And then of course next up I did my SPF. This is the Dermalogica SPF 50. Now we can begin. So first up I'm going to use my Westman Atelier. This is a serum and I use it like a primer. I'm such a fan of Gucci Westman and the brand. I just feel like the brand can do no wrong. And this is just the perfect base for anything you've got going on, babes. Brows, I love to stick with a fine nib pencil. This is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz and I have this in the shade Soft Brown. I also have microbladed eyebrows, but it's kind of wearing off, so I'm definitely using the pencil to fill in all the gaps. Too much product, and then I always go through and I just brush it out afterwards before adding a brow gel, because I hate when you take off a jumper or something and your brows just go up or down and they don't stay. So I'm also using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. I love this because on the spoolie there's 2 different sides. There's like a thicker comb and then a finer comb. I'm using the thick one here. So on to one of many stars of the show. This is my Ilia foundation stick. I apply it straight onto my skin if I'm in a little bit of a rush. Sometimes I warm it up on the back of my hand, but I have to say with this stick, I get such great results. This is the shade 31C Cedar. It's the first time I ever really got a cool toned concealer or cool tone foundation, because I always thought that I was a more warm undertone. I'm gonna buff that in with my ever fave M439 Morphe brush. What a time that was. You just had to be there, girls. If you know, you know. Comment below. This is one of the foundations that matches me almost perfectly. I also think the Westman serum just helps this to glide on beautifully. I know I should really put the serum under the SPF, but sometimes I cheat, I'm not gonna lie. But back on Westman, this is the concealer. I have this in the shade T4, and you know what? I don't use too much because I find, particularly in the spring and summer months, when your makeup starts to kind of fade a little bit and look a little janky and crease, it's always under the eyes and around the mouth. So I just try to be a little bit less heavy-handed there. And I try to just really take my time and like blend that in. I'm gonna give that a little while to sit and do what it needs to do while I apply this bronzer. This is from ABH and it's in the shade Hazelnut. And you know what? Contour, I never really used to use a balm like this. I was really on like the quick sticks and but this has really changed the game for me. I also love that this blends in so beautifully. The concealer's dried down nicely, so I'm just blending it in with a Morphe brush. I always like to bring my concealer down to the side of my nose. I really love this concealer because it's nice and thick and it has a really nice amount of coverage. It's thick without being cakey, and that's what I like about it. So my trick with concealer is to double blend it. This is my favorite brush from Merit. It's the #1 brush and it is honestly like my #1 brush. I just go over the concealer and I kind of just blend it in a little bit with the foundation as well. Go around the mouth area and then I just go back underneath the eyes, and I think there's just something about this brush, it's just perfectly contoured to get under the eyes beautifully. So that's that for concealer. My favorite bit is blush. I'm such a blush obsessive at the moment. So this is the Westman Atelier blush in the shade Bichette and I go straight on. I haven't used this in a long time. I've been using I don't have a fave blush, to be fair. I use just quite a few. She's a blush whore, really. But I do love this one. It's a really nice shade, particularly in the spring months. Throughout the day or the night, it kind of just like settles into your skin and just looks a little bit more natural. So even when you first start out, even though it looks a little bit much, I think it just has a way of settling down and just bringing everything together. Guys, I'm usually very quick and easy and lazy, if I'm honest with eyes. I'm going to go in with this Armani eye tin, and it's just this really gorgeous kind of like bronzy gold colour. Look at that. Gorgeous. This eyeshadow eyeshadow brush is so clean, I just didn't even recognize it in the basket. But I'm gonna go ahead with a fluffy eyeshadow brush, and I'm just gonna go into the socket just to kind of mute the gold down a little bit and just blend it in. These things, you don't have too much playtime because they dry down quite quick, so you have to work. Quick, easy, one product. Love that. Falling back in love with eye pencils. This is an Armani brown eye pencil. I don't know if it would be a makeup look if I didn't curl my lashes. Curling my lashes makes the world of difference. Going in with this Armani mascara. And I love the applicator of this. It just really gets, you see all of the little lashes in the corner? This is great at catching those. The difference a good mascara makes without needs to be studied. This is one of the top mascaras, and it really helps my little struggle lashes. Now for the best bit, lips. I'm going in with this Kevyn Aucoin. This is a lip liner. It's a lovely brown color, but because it's spring, it's a bit of a lighter brown. So it's not like the brown of a chestnut. It's a little bit deeper than cool. And I have to say, it's just perfect for spring day or a spring evening. I did have a lip balm on and I forgot to tell you which one it was. It's from the French pharmacy, and it is called Dermoplasmin. And that's why the lip liner was gliding on like that. Sometimes I wipe it off, sometimes I don't, I just forget. Anyway, Lisa Eldridge. I don't know how I didn't know about Lisa Eldridge lipsticks from before. Just the most beautiful lipsticks, like look at the packaging. It's optional, but I like to go in with a cheeky little lip gloss on the top. This is a lovely pinky gloss from Armani. It doesn't tingle or anything like that, you just put it on. I like to dab it on. I don't know, I'm still upset when I make the doll foot go a different colour. But the Prismaglass is lovely. I always end up adding more. As a last step, and this is totally optional, I go ahead and set under my eyes. This is just a Westman powder, and I go ahead with a small but dense fluffy brush, and I find that this just helps brighten the under eye area and then also prevent the creasing, which I'm not gonna lie, sometimes is just a little inevitable, to be honest. So there we have it, Vogue. I'm Raquel, and that is my quick spring makeup routine. Bye.